Columbus 65. This is actually a pen I saw on Fountain Pen Network back, it was before Christmas. And I looked at it and I thought, wow, it'd be neat to have one of those, but probably never will. And so then over Christmas, I worked out a trade with a gentleman in Norway, and amazingly, one of the pens he wanted to trade was a Columbus 65, and I was just like, yes! Very excited. It wasn't even, I mean, we were talking trading a Parker 51, and which you have seen reviewed already. This wasn't even on the radar. It was just one he mentioned because he liked the looks of a couple of the pens I had, and I just like, whoa, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. So I was very excited. And you see it in front of you. And I have inked this up several times, and I've been going to do the review, but I'm glad I didn't, because I used it in a Pens in Use back a ways, January 13th, I think. And anyway, a viewer, Andrew, and I can't tell from my handwriting if that's a D-E-W-I or D-E-V-I. So Andrew and Devi or Dewey, whatever it is, gave me a lot of information about the Columbus brand that was really exciting, and so I delved into doing a lot of research, and their links led me to more links. So anyway, I'm glad I waited. So this is the Columbus 65, and you may notice some striking similarities to this fella. This is a Aurora 88. The Columbus 65 is a little bit smaller pen, a much lighter pen. It's a screw cap rather than snap cap, but not that you can really see it. Oh yeah, you can. It's almost empty. Another reason I'm doing a review now. Ink window is a lot like the Aurora 88 ink window, which I think this is still, yeah, well, almost full of ink, because of course I write with it all the time. But anyway, same kind of ink window, except it's clear, not red like the Aurora 88, but hey. And like the Aurora 88, it's a semi-hooded nib. It's a piston filler. Here's the piston turning knob. Not quite, I don't think, quite as good of a pen, but a very good pen regardless, and with some special features of its own. So let's delve into that first. Now I'll talk a little bit about the company. So, of course, this is a pen from the 1960s. Unlike the Aurora 88, this is just plain old plastic. But watch this. You see that flex? That's amazing. What do I usually write underneath it? I am so sorry. Oh, the ink. Wow. I knew I had to write something important there. So the ink, of course, is Noodler's. Black Swan, one of my favorites. And I will just mention incidentally that I've been sort of busy and I haven't really written with this pen in about a week. And do you notice it started right up like a champ? Alright, so Noodler's Black Swan English Rose. It probably doesn't need repeating, but I'll repeat it anyway. Flex. I will mention if, now since it's full of ink I won't do this, but if I took off this piece, that's actually a full nib underneath there. That's not part of a nib. You just don't see the full nib because, as I said, it's semi-hooded. So usually, after I flex it, I'll do a wetness and flow test. Let's zoom in a little bit for this. Unflexed, no trouble keeping up. Flexed, you can't scribble, but again, no trouble. Smear test, and very wet. I mean, even on this amazing Apica paper, it feathered there. So, unflexed, dang, that's wet. Flexed, dang, that's wetter. And this, you might even see these are still drying. So, if you don't like, I mean, I like a pen. This isn't really a pen for daily writing because of that. This is a pen where you want to show off a fancy ink. We'll just be honest here. As always, I don't do reverse rating, but people ask, so I do a reverse rating test. So I don't know what's about to happen. That looks like a very not a very, but an extra fine. So all in all, pretty nice. Now this is a very lightweight pen. It's made out of injection plastic rather than celluloid. The last celluloid Columbus was actually made in, I've got it written here somewhere, 1951 with the Columbus 90. Now they use molded plastic. I think they did a pretty good job. That may be an injection mark, or it could be, a vent related to the piston. I'm not 100% sure. But I think that's a very sharp looking pen. So, yeah, injection plastic or not, that makes it lighter weight, but it is a gold nib and very nice gold nib. So I'll talk more about the history of the company after I do my writing sample. I'll talk a little bit about the pen. There's a little jewel on the cap. The piston turning knob has nothing, but it does have those nice little marks there. Here it says Columbus 65. And then around the cap, we've got Columbus Laminato. Shoot, I gotta pull that closer to my face to read it. 750. So that's basically saying that's a gold-filled cap. Unscrew it. Nice little trim ring. As I said, a semi-hooded nib. And a nice little feed in there. So let's do our writing sample, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the pen. So I'll just say it. I love this pen. It was actually the looks of this pen that got me interested in the Aurora 88, which is a good daily writer. This pen is just a little too wet and flexible for daily writing, but it is a good writer. It's one I like to put in fun inks, and this is a fun ink, so there you go. Very smooth. I mean, if I put the microphone right by the nib as I write, you wouldn't hear much because it's that smooth. Just a stunning pen. It's a little bit light. As I said, it's that injection molded plastic, but overall I like it. It fits well in my hand. It's one of those slim black pens that I like. Now I'm going to, of course it's a vintage pen, so I did a little research on it. I couldn't find a lot on this specific model, but I could find some information on the Columbus brand, which thank you again for Andrew and Dewey, or Devi. Like I said, I can't read my own writing. But this right here is the last high-quality pen produced by Columbus before they went into far cheaper ballpoints. Now, one of my links, you'll see that they have gotten back into more expensive fountain pens. I'll come back to that. But they did go for spell with cheap ballpoints. Let's see. Well, in the 1950s, well, okay, here we go. Sorry, let me start over. It was actually started by two brothers, Eugenio. And for some reason, didn't write down. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I am totally like losing my place there. Usually, I rewrite the notes before I do this, and I didn't this time. And yeah. All right, so 1918 is when the company was started. It was founded May 19th, 1918 by the brothers, and I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce Italian. There are one or two languages I can pronounce with a really bad accent. Italian, I just don't know, so I may combine Spanish and, yeah, German. Founded May 19th by the brothers Eugenio and Alfredo Verga. They In 1927, there was a big sales downturn, so they dissolved the partnership, but Eugenio kept at it. And World War II happened. They moved to... I'm like, was I asleep then? La? That isn't a town in Italy, is it? L-A-A? So, I don't know where they moved to. But in 1948, they reestablished in the Lombardy capital in the Via Trebia. Eugenio then died 9 years later, so he is followed by his son Enrico. So in the 1950s, they borrowed, air quotes, the Parker 51 design with the Columbus 70. It was a piston filler. But Enrico was leading the company through a crisis in the fountain pen world. It wasn't just affecting Columbus, because the cheap ballpoint had entered the market, and that's what everybody was going for. 1951, the Columbus 90 was their last celluloid pen. After that, they started doing molded plastic, and a lot of cheaper models with a hooded nib for the student market. This kind of has that, but it's a better pen. Let's see what else is exciting here. Oh, the company was really struggling. And then in 1992, it was sold to Santara SRL, a new company led by Raul Franco. He rejuvenated the Columbus line. And actually, looking at the pens, I'm surprised I haven't heard more about the modern Columbus pens, because some of them are pretty nice looking. But he added silver and celluloid items. He launched another word I wish I'd written more neatly. Some kind of pencils anyway, but I can't read the word. But and if you look at the pens, they actually have... I wrote one down that I liked. I really liked the looks of the Columbus Streamline. The Absolute is a high-end pen. So they have gotten back into the high-end pens, which I'm excited about. But this is the old company, and that's what interests me. Really impressed with it. So, it's not a very common vintage pen, but if you see it, I think you would be satisfied with it. So, hope that was interesting, hope it was useful. And this has absolutely nothing to do with the pen, but I'm going to throw it in here at the end. So oops, wrong way. This here, I've mentioned I coached Science Olympiad. This was our team t-shirt. I had a student on the team design it. Oops, sorry, everything's backwards. This is a squirrel with welding equipment, and he's cutting into the metal, the Bowman County Science Olympiad. He actually wanted, if you've ever seen the NEMA sign re-entry nibs that have the fire blue on them, or what is it, the Kaweco Lilliput that has the fire blue polish on it. That's what he was going for with the metal, but the person that did our t-shirt couldn't quite manage that, so thought that was kind of cool. Anyway, I thank you for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.